Dropping jewels on a Chase banker. Check this out.
Credit card rates, fees for new accounts. So that's the credit cards we spoke about, and some additional cards too.
All right, cool.
All right, I'll put it in here. If you want to come back, me.
Okay. Thanks.
I can put it in there too.
You know what I just realized? This remind me of something.
What it remind you?
I recently realized that people like your last name.
Gonzalez, yeah.
It wasn't given to you.
Okay.
You just took it on yourself.
That's
because
true.
when you look on your birth certificate, like your parents have a last name, but your given name for you to use that's registered in the public in the birth records is only supposed to be the first name.
Right.
Now, when you understand the last name concept, the last name is the debtor.
Okay.
Now, your relationship with the system means you're supposed to be a beneficiary.
Okay.
You understand trust law?
Somewhat.
It's real easy. It's just three components. But the one who holds and dominates over the property, they do it for the benefit of another person, not their self.
Okay.
So if I hold property and I'm in control of property, just like the government is in control of the land, I do that for the benefit of another. I don't do it for my own benefit. So the government, so it's like a government for the people by the people, and so it's for the people's benefit. So the powers they exercise is for the people's benefit, meaning for your benefit. So when you came into this world to receive those benefits.
Okay.
Now, as a beneficiary, say so part of that benefit, say it was something written in the will by your ancestors, and they wrote it in the will, and now the government got to make sure that you get that benefit. So the thing is, the benefit goes to the one with the given name, the baby, because the given name identifies you. The last name identifies your estate. You're not supposed to use that as ID. Your full name is your given name. But when you combine that with the last name, it's called your estate. So it will be the Edwin E. Gonzalez estate, right? Because everything you do goes into that name, all the wealth you have. So your relationship with government is only intended to be beneficiary, and the beneficiary doesn't have to pay for his benefits. Now, if you consider your equity, what you inherit as equity, and what you inherit as your legal and like wealth or bank accounts or property, houses, cars, or whatever like that, but there's an equity part of your inheritance that is linked to your ancestors going as far back as you could, just to the Bible, Adam and Eve. Okay? Because man, in general, we have a birthright to have dominion over land.
Okay.
So you have a share in that, and your certificate is evidence of your share, like a stock certificate for a corporation.
Right.
Because the United States is actually a corporation. So the certificate is the evidence of our share of the wealth of the nation, right? Because now another thing is you don't have this name. You only called by this name because the birth certificate proves you don't have the name. It proves that the only way the certificate exists is because your mother gave the government the name. She gave them the name. So the certificate is like a receipt. It's proof of receipt. Now, when you read the certificate carefully, it tells you the information she gave is being held there at the registrar, the record keeper, births and deaths. Okay, so the government is holding your name. Just like if I open an account and I got this card, I would be considered the holder of the card, right? But but your certificate is only a copy, right? So who's holding the original record and your original name? They're holding your name. So why? It's for your benefit. So if you identify yourself as a beneficiary that is entitled to receive benefits in that name, now you see who's the trustee. The government is the trustee. The government is your trustee. And they supposed to do everything for your benefit and not harm you. But they will harm you if you identify yourself as something else other than the beneficiary. Because what's going on with the trustee holds debt. And his job is to manage the debt for the benefit of another person. Right? But what is going on is they are trying to transfer the debt, confer the debt onto ignorant people who don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And so if you don't know your standing, or if you don't know your own rights in relationship with the government, then your name is going to be corrupted, and you're going to lose your name. When you lose your name, it means that you're known by this whole name now. You're not just known by what you were given.
Okay.
You're attaching yourself to what's called the trust rest, because the trust rest is the property itself, right? But what the trustee is controlling is the name, and the name was given to the trustee. But you're identifying yourself as the name instead of identifying yourself as the one who receives the benefits in this name, because this name is your estate. That's like me telling people I'm an estate.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that means people gonna come after me, because an estate is like an account, and everybody's estate is being plundered, and they going after your estate to try to get every asset. But your estate and all of our estates is managed by the government. That's where the government gets its value and wealth, or what you call the public consolidation of the public's wealth. Okay, is controlled and managed by government. That's why they have to print and press, and they could just print up money whenever they need, But if you listen to them carefully, everything they do it for the benefit of the public. So this name, what your mom did was, she was compelled by them to register it and to have it filed into registered into the public record. So the child that inherits the given name, he is a member of the public, but being recognized through this name. But the name is not his. Why? Because the name is not in his custody. You got to wrap that around your mind. That this name is not in your custody, so it's not yours.
Okay. Interesting.
You're the beneficiary of this name. It's in government custody for your benefit. So if you use, now they took the last name or whatever and they put it in the public registry. But so now this is public information, it's public property, and the government took it for a public purpose from your mother. Now, when you have a certificate with this information on it, the best way for you to avoid any liabilities or backlash and stay in the proper position of being blessed with your inheritance by this estate is to be using the information. You have to use it for the public benefit. You have to use it for the public good. If you use it for your own selfish purposes or interests, then you're going to end up having to deal with charges, and especially when you carry the last name. If you carry the last name and then you claim ownership of the name, and then you use it for your own personal interests, then you basically destroy your relationship with the government as it was intended to be. Mm-hmm. That's what the millions of people are doing. Because you're not supposed to claim ownership, because a person called a trustee is the owner. And the trustee holds what's called legal title. Okay? And so the one he's holding the property for has equitable title. So you drive, you have a vehicle?
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. Who holds the legal title to the vehicle?
The title, the bank.
Right. And you have equitable title. Right? But how does the bank acquire legal title? You know who ultimately has the legal title to the car? The estate. because you have to apply for a certificate of title from. So they issue the legal title, right? Yeah. But the thing is, there's no obligation for you to take upon yourself legal title when your birth certificate shows that you've never been in a contract with anyone, but you're entitled by equity. Because the birth certificate is evidence of your title of equity.
Right.
But it's evidence to show that the government is holding legal title of the name, the given name.
Wow.
So that's, if you could wrap that around your head and then apply it in your life for their best interest.
I understand a lot what you're saying.
You want to see how powerful it is for your life, and you want to see this is how the country is really supposed to be run. We set up a public trust, and it's only going to be maintained by charity. But the people's desire and love for money has destroyed the government. So now where you have corporate greed has ruined our ability to access and enjoy our birthrights. Because your birthrights is divine. So it's like the only thing that's going to interfere with your birthrights is man. I mean, man's devices. Because under natural law, you have a share in dominion with all of us. We have a share in, and the government represents that. So when we have these certificates, you're not supposed to show any other document to identify yourself, because then you're stepping out of your office. This is why they're compelling you to take something that establishes your to take something that establishes your identity, and then take that to get another document that's called ID to take on legal title from somebody. Now, if they give you legal title, that means over the vehicle. That means you are you
fully own it.
Yeah, you own it. But the thing is, you only own it because you claim an ownership of what they gave you. You really don't own it, because who does the plates belong to? Not you, the state. Who does the registration sticker belong to? Not you, the state. The ID card or the driver's license you're using is the property of the state. But somehow you felt, or you were conditioned to believe that you're supposed to say is yours. You're the owner, which means that you're ignoring, because just like trust law, you have the law of agency, where authority is granted to a person, and that person is called an agent. And that agent is supposed to act in the best interest of the one who granted him the authority. So once again, we come back, it's the same principle of trust law. We have to act in the best interest of the public, or in the best interest of the government, because the government's best interest is to do for the public. So if you're authorized to use a social security card, because I have a famous video that I have over 1 million views on it, called The Correct Way to Use a Social Security Card. I go by the name Ambassador.
Ambassador?
Yeah, I'll give you a card.
On YouTube?
Yeah, I'll give you a card.
I can check it out. I'll check it out.
But
where you from? You from here?
Brooklyn. I'm Flatbush.
Oh, Flatbush, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check you out, definitely. Alright, cool.
That. Once you acknowledge the authority, you're protected.
Oh, nice.
That's all I gotta say.
You're minister?
Yeah.
This is Commonwealth of Israel.
This is my ministry. I just encourage people to do charity. That's all. I just encourage people not to be selfish. Yeah, well, they call me that, but I'm not part of no group or anything. It's just, that's by, like, it's based on the scriptures. But I'm not really stuck on that. I just really want to,
Got you.
because I'm not, you'll see a lot of Israelites on the streets teaching and stuff, and like, they're controversial. But yeah, of course, that's you see the first name on this right here, the Edwin is called a Christian name legally. Legally it's called, the first name is called a Christian name, right? So this is the side where you get your redemption and you're saved, because Christ said, in my name you shall be saved. But if you take on a name that's not given to you of Christ, which is this, you combine these names and then claim ownership of it, you're saying you're disqualifying yourself. You can't be identified as the beneficiary. So that's the important aspect.
definitely good talking to you.
Yeah, I just like to share that with people I talk to, because
No, that's cool. That's interesting.
if people,
I understand a lot of what you say.
yeah, okay, especially if you understand trust
true.
law.
It rings true.
Trust law is like, and I talk to cops
So I
and
can
stuff
look you
all the
up.
time.
What's your name again?
Ambassador.
Ambassador. So I can look you up. You got matter of fact, I'll look you up now on YouTube, and then later on when I get a chance, I'll check it out.
Yeah. This is
Basadar.
yeah, the correct way to use a social security card.
Oh wow, 7 years ago, 1.8 million.
Now you see that nobody has more views in any video than me. When you go down the list, there's no video in the millions except mine.
I'm gonna take a look at it later on tonight.
Yes.
Yo, it's definitely meeting you.
Yo, appreciate that. Appreciate that information.
Good man.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for sharing information with me. It's always good to learn more and try to share information.
Yeah, man. The kingdom of heaven is on earth. It just needs to expand. That's all it is. It's about growth. That's all it is. That's why I carry the badge.
I appreciate you telling me that.
Yeah. So when we
I'm gonna check. Alright, I'm gonna check the ticket.
use your certificate. It'll get you out of any trouble. That's and all that stuff. Just look at it and just give them the information.
Alright, thank you. Have a nice evening.
All right, family. So that was a few jewels I dropped on a Chase banker. It was over a year ago. Well over a year ago. And no longer into banking. I've returned all the documents to the authorities that they belong to, the authors of those documents, DMV and Social Security Administration. And basically, dropping the jewels constantly since then. But just not dealing with the banks anymore. Stay dropping the jewels. So see law on that, my family. See law on that. Understand the proper use of the legal name, your relationship to it, and its relationship, the government's relationship to it. It's filed and registered into the public. So you're going to use something that's public for private, personal reasons and purposes. You best beware. You heading for trouble. And you're going to get some severe penalty. Life is not going to be easy when you abandon your office.